Let me tell you an interesting story about how a person became such a good conversationalist. And not in his own opinion, but that's literally what the other person told him he was. So the story is about two people that were at a party, or was it a birthday? Something like that, right? And this one person, he didn't talk to anybody else than one person. So like imagine he's at a party for like 6 to 7 hours and the only person he talks to is one. They are sitting down and he understands the principle of being a good listener. So what they're doing is he's literally just listening. But he's not just listening, because listening won't just make you a good conversationalist. What he does was being interested, but listening. So that means show with your body language that you're interested. So, look at the person, smile, nod sometimes, something like that. That is all he did. And he kept asking him about topics that he liked, the other person liked, not what he liked himself. That means that the other guy kind of came into a flow state with just talking, because it's something that actually interests him. So they talked for hours, 5, 6 hours. And the other guy didn't even say a thing. But the other guy told everybody at the party at the end of it that this guy was such a good conversationalist. He was such a nice person. And all he did was asking him questions into what he was interested in. And then he just listened with curiosity. That means that he was actually interested in what he was talking about. Isn't that just powerful? That you can make such a good friend and you can be a good conversationalist if you just listen. A mistake that I've done in the past is that I used to what we call yap nowadays. One of my friends could be talking and I could be the biggest dick sometimes, and then I will just interrupt him. So he would be talking about something, he'd said something that I can relate to, and then I just interrupt him and oh yeah bro, I feel the same way, yeah, there used to be this time. Do you think that he would listen to that when he was trying to say his problems? No, it's not a good way to speak with people. And I've done that mistake lots of times. But I realize whenever I don't do that and I listen and I have eye contact with the person and I smile and I nod sometimes, they keep on talking. If no teacher said that we were going in, that we had to come back to class, or something similar, he would never have stopped talking. Isn't that an amazing power to just listen? So my action step to you for today is that the next time that you speak with your friends, talk 80% less. Listen 80% more. That means whenever you think about interrupting, tell your brain to shut the fuck up and just listen. I bet that most of the time you won't be able to just listen. It's actually a hard skill to acquire. Because when you listen, in the start, you will probably, your thoughts will fade away. You will lose concentration on what the person is saying. So maybe you will be like this in the start, and then suddenly your eyes will just fade out and you will go, Can you see it on my eyes? And then you will be oh yeah. Now you haven't been listening for 1 minute. And that's the same as basically interrupting. You're showing that you're not interested if you space out. So it's a very hard skill to acquire. So it's just that don't get mad at yourself if you just fail lots of times in the beginning. Just have the confidence to try again. And it seems simple. I know it seems simple. You'll probably bullshit and say, oh, but that's easy. It's honestly not. Listening is It's a hard skill to acquire. Also be interested. It takes focus. It takes taking time to be like interested in another person's values and what they care about. So if you maybe don't have that many friends, this is the way to get friends. Become a good listener, not a good speaker most of the time. Be a good listener. That's what makes people grateful for you, because you have just listened to what they had to say. You have shown an appreciation to the other person. That is some of the biggest things that we can do for another person, because what person doesn't like to be heard? Like, think about it. When you speak, wouldn't you just love somebody to just look at you and smile and just listen? You could tell like he's actually in the moment, like he's being aware in the moment. He's not like looking over at all his other friends, or he doesn't just start talking with somebody else. He doesn't look at his phone. No, you want him to put his fucking phone down and have concentration with you, right? So why shouldn't you do the same thing? This is how to get friends, and this is how to be a good conversationalist. Thanks for watching, and see you tomorrow.